here just like 2 minutes early just because I wanted to get everything set up and logged in. And we will start promptly at 7 p.m. How's everybody doing today? The weather was nice and cool where I am. How was everybody's weather? I'm going to skip that. Okay. Hold up here. I'm going to keep the chat open so that I can see everybody. So hi, we have a really fun video tonight that was requested. So what I will do is as I get requested, I'll be 100% sure to the best of my ability, fulfill the request. So if you do ever have a request for a video and you would like me to make something, you can always comment down below. You can email me. My email is in the description box. And you can, like if you follow me on our Facebook group, you can put it on there, whatever you want. My goal is to just try, and hello Marianne, is to try and get you guys involved in what I'm making so that I'm making things that you guys are interested in. So please excuse my nails and my fingers. So my nails, I was cleaning at work all day and you can see which hand I used to clean with. And it just kind of ate my nail polish off. And then literally right before we started, here, I'm going to move this because I think it's messing with the camera. Right before we started, I cut myself on one of my tools, which was not good. All right, I think the foil is messing with the picture. So let me pull the foil off and see if that helps. I don't know if it will. It's being all crazy today. Let me see if I can tap my screen and see if that helps. Sometimes I just have to like tap my screen and get it to focus. Is that better? Better, worse, indifferent? Okay, well, we will, let me see if I can get it to like adjust based on my hand. Sometimes that works. See, it'll come into focus, and then if I pull my hand down, we'll see if that works. Well, as I go, I'm sure it'll catch up with focusing. So it is, 7:01. I do want to get started because this video, actually, I don't think it's going to be very long, but it's informative. So I want to be sure to get all of the information out to you guys. And it is very not, is it clear on your end, Marianne, or is it like being all like squares and stuff? It's clear? No, it's not. Why is it blurry? Okay, I'm going to just check with my camera for 1 second and see if I can make a difference. See, on my camera screen, it's crystal clear. So I'm not really sure. It's fuzzy. Okay. All right, let me see if I can get it to zoom in a little tiny bit and see if that makes it any better. How's that, Jazz? It's still blurry. I wonder why it's doing that. Okay, well, let me see if I can, if it's the pearlescence in the paper. If I tilt the paper, is it less blurry or more blurry? All right, let me try something here. Yeah, it is struggling, which on the camera itself, it looks perfect. There's no issues. Is it better now? It's buffering? Okay, let's see if that helps. I can't see what you're showing me, so you have to tell me, Jazzy.
It's like the comments aren't coming up that people are commenting and there's a them, and then it's just like
Pixelated? I can't see that. It's lagging. Okay. Guys, I'm not really sure why it's doing that. Let me shut the light off for a second and see if that makes a difference. And then I will turn on my other light. Jez, you'll have to tell me, is that better or worse? It's better without the lighting? Okay. So I guess what we'll do is, here, let me move this. We will do it without the lighting. So maybe my light up top is just too powerful for this type of paper, but I've used this paper before. That's better. Okay, so we'll just use this, and if I need to, I'll brighten it up whenever I edit it, if it will allow me to do that. Okay, so we'll get started. The first thing I want to tell you, we're going to be doing 3 different size bags today, and we're not going to be using the same tool to make every bag. So Jazz, if you could possibly unplug my Cricut Joy Extra and plug in this light, new Cricut light, that would be great, because I might be able to pull that into this. So we're going to be using my Creative Memories trimmer to make a bag. We're going to be using the Cricut trimmer to make a bag, and we're going to be using a scoring tool, scoring board to make a bag. And I'm going to show you, just in case you don't have a trimmer that has a, does that look good, guys? We can use that light. That'll help me see, actually. There we go. These Cricut lights, guys, I got mine when they were on sale, and they are amazing. So if you can get your hands on them, they were like, you could get both of them for $48. And I jumped on that and got them, and I'm so glad I did. They're perfect for my craft room. All right, so the first one we're gonna make today is the 12 by 12 bag. And I'm gonna be using my Creative Memories tool. And on the back of your Creative Memories trimmer, you can purchase these separate scoring tools and different types of blades, and they're so cool. This is what I love about the Creative Memories trimmer. You have all these different options for cutting. So I'm gonna pop out the scoring tool, and I'm gonna pop out my straight edge cutter. So it just says straight on it. And then I'm gonna pop in my scoring tool. So it just pops right down in. Then we're gonna pull out our paper. So I picked this to be the largest bag because I love this paper. This is the paper I got from Hobby Lobby, and I did a haul on this, but I think it was on my members only channel, and this paper is gorgeous. So for the 12 by 12, we're gonna make a few different score lines to make our bag. The first thing you wanna do is decide which way is up. So which way is the top of your bag? I'm gonna just say this is the top of my bag, and I'm going to put my first score line at the top of here and at the top of here. So in order to make this bag, this type of bag, you need 2 sheets of paper that are the exact same size. And whether you cut them down, whatever you do, as long as they're the exact same size, this like technique will work. So if this is the top of my bag, I'm going to put it in my scoring tool. So basically with into my trimmer, and I'm going to trim it, or I'm going to score it at 2 inches. So I'm just going to press down and score it at 2 inches. And then I'm going to turn it once to the right, and I'm going to slide it all the way over, and then I'm going to score it at 3 inches. And then I'm going to turn it again to the right and score it at 3 inches again. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it to the right one more time and score it at 3 inches. And we're going to do this with both of the papers. Okay, so there's one piece scored. And now we're going to score this piece. So for this piece, I'm going to say that this is the top. Okay, so this piece right here. So the top is going to go to my left. I'm going to score it at 2 inches. I'm going to turn it to the right. And I'm going to score it at 3. I'm going to score it, turn it to the right again, score it at 3. This is so easy, guys. This is the way I made them whenever I did Stampin' Up. I learned this from one of the Stampin' Up, my upline from Stampin' Up, how to make these bags. I'm going to turn it to 3. And then this is the top of your bag right here. So this is your 2. So now we can put our scoring, whatever we're using to score, away. And we're going to look at our bag this way. So on one of the sheets, we are going to cut out a portion of the bag. So I don't know if you can see it on here, but there's a score line that crosses right here. So right here on every corner, there's a score line that crosses. We're going to trim out the bottom of the bag up to that score line. So we're going to go from the edge of this score line, which is your 3 inches in, and we're going to cut up that score line to where the score lines meet. Okay, so this is where like there's a fold. We're going to cut that off, and we're going to do the same to this side. We're going to turn it onto this side. We're going to find our score line, and we're going to trim it right off. We're going to do the same to the other side. We're going to cut into where the score lines meet, and then we're going to cut up and cut it off. So I kind of, with this type of paper that's kind of shiny, I like to fold in so I can see exactly where the score line is. And then I can just like set my scissors into it and trim it all the way off. Okay, so this paper is done being cut. We're going to set that aside. Now here's our next piece. This piece we're not going to do the same way. This piece we're going to cut in just on the sides at that score line to meet where the score lines cross. Okay, so all we're going to do is take our scissors, we're going to find our score line, and we're going to cut in. We're going to turn it, find our score lines, and cut into where they meet. So now you have something that looks like cut here and completely gone here. All right, now on that 2-inch mark we're going to fold the 2 inches back. Okay, so that's going to be the top of our bag where we fold it back. So we're going to do that on both of our papers. Find your 2 inches, fold it back. I suggest using a bone folder to get a nice crisp fold. So I'm going to fold it down and press. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the piece that we cut in. I like to flip the scores towards me so I can press it out. And we're going to press. Let me turn my phone down. I don't know why it's making so much noise today. I apologize, guys. Okay. So now that we have this all pressed down and where we need it to be, we're going to fold all of our other score lines. So for this one, we can just fold it over, press it down. You can use your fingers like to press down to start, and then use your bone folder to get a nice crisp fold. And you can do this any size you want. So you can score it, you could have scored it at 2 inches instead of 3. It depends on how thick you want your bag and how tall you want your bag. So that's what determines where you're going to score, like how many inches in. All right, and then we're going to fold these in, making sure they line up. Okay, so this piece is ready to be attached. You guys are going to be like, this is so easy. Like, you're going to be making bags for days. You'll never have to buy another one. So like if you want to make big bags, like, yeah, I didn't score on that score line. That's why I was like, that wasn't easy. What happened? It's because I didn't score it on the score line. You guys are going to start, like once you start making these bags, you're never going to buy another bag, especially for like a smaller gift that you want to give to someone. You'll just make your own. Okay, then we're gonna fold this piece in. And we're gonna fold this piece up. Now, you can choose at this point to do your ribbon. I'm not gonna do that on this one. I'm going to probably wait until I have the bag put together before I use my ribbon to punch my holes. That's just by choice. You can do it now if you'd like to. All right, so here's all you do. You take the one that you cut the sides off of and you attach it to the one that you cut the sides in. So like into, and it's that simple. So let me get out my Creative Memories permanent tape. And I like to put the tape on the one I'm pressing down into it. Now, you could take a piece of heavier cardstock and drop down, like cut it at 3 inches by 3 inches to put it down inside to like shore up the bottom. But it depends on how heavy of an item you're putting in here, like really. So I just put them, I butt them up against each other, and then I fold this down. And I'm gonna press it. Okay, and then I'm going to put tape on my little flaps. Okay, and then we're gonna put tape on this flap. I'm actually gonna press that down a little bit more. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna pick a side. It doesn't matter what side you pull up, but I'm gonna pull this side in and press it. Oh, that actually looks, that shows it very well on the camera. And then you're going to do the same for this side. Gonna make the sides match like this. Then you're gonna fold it down and you're gonna put your adhesive on here. I do suggest a good bit of adhesive on these. Normally I say you don't need a ton, but if you're making a gift bag, you're gonna want it to like hold up very, very well. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of extra, or you could use tear and tape for this. If you didn't wanna use your tape runners, you could use the tear and tape. Now listen guys, I get my tear and tape at the Dollar Tree because it's amazing and it's only $1.25. So you're welcome. That is like a great deal. Okay, so now I'm gonna just line up my edges and I'm gonna press. I'm gonna do the same here. Line up my edges, flip it over and press. And look at that. You have a beautiful decorative bag and we can put our stuffing in. So I purchased this at Ollie's for $1. I don't want the crackle to be too loud on my microphone. But say you bought someone like a little mug or something like that that you wanted to put in here. And there's a lot of this stuff here. Oh, maybe we should cut it. That is like really jam-packed in there. But we can make this work, huh? Cut it off. Trim that out. Guys, you should see my craft room right now. It is a hot mess. I need to do like a real time, like watch me clean my messy craft room video because it is messy. Okay. So you can put your paper shred, whatever you want in here, drop your little gift in, and you could even pucker the sides if you wanted to, just like this. And then punch your holes and put your ribbon in. So that's how you do that. Isn't that cute? If you're going to do I should tell you, if you're going to do the puckering, you're going to want to adhere this piece down. You're not going to want, like, you don't want that poking up. But that's all you would have to do is adhere the sides down. But look how cute that is. And you didn't need any special tool to like punch it or anything like that. Now, if you don't have a trimmer that has a scoring tool, I'm going to show you how to make a bag with that as well. Let me pull this one out. So this is my Cricut tool. Now it does have a scoring blade if you got, or a scoring tool with it. If you have this and you can get this, it's perfect. But You don't need that if you don't have one. What you do need is something to score with. So say you have the back edge of your scissors, you could run, you don't really have to push hard, you just run down the center, or if you have a scoring tool like this, a bone folder, that works too. So let's make another bag. This one we're gonna make 10 by 10. So, or did I say 10 by 10? Yes, I did. I was looking at my notes of what size I wanted to make. So you guys can get an idea of the different sizes. Okay, so let's cut it at 10. So you'll have to tell me, how easy was that? Did that look to you? Did it look like you could make one? Or did it look a little, did I make it complicated? I hope I didn't make it complicated. I've been known to do that. Marianne, you're always messaging me. I love you. Okay, let's put this off to the side, and then we're gonna cut our second piece at 10 by 10. Put that off to the side. But think about how cute if you're making like little gift bags for a party, or with treats in it for your family or friends. You could make these little gift bags and they would be so adorable. If you use double-sided tape or double-sided paper, that makes it really creative looking as well. So this, like, because these all have white backings, but like imagine this with like maybe a peach. If this had like a peach, you could even cut out strips and adhere to this so that way there it all matched. That would be fine too. And really you don't have to do the fold over if you don't want to. If you just wanted to leave it one height. Seemed easy. Yes. I'm sure you can do it. I have confidence in you, Marianne. All right, so this one, we're gonna score it at 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and 1.5 inches. So let's do our 1.5 inches based on where we want the top. So here, this is gonna be the top of my bag. Let me move my cutting tool out of the way. So all I'm gonna do is find where I put my scoring tool. Okay, I'm gonna reline this up. All right, it's a little bit off. There we go. And I'm just gonna take my scoring tool and I'm gonna press it down. Just like this. Then I'm gonna turn it and I'm gonna score it 2 inches. I like to use the bottom of my scoring tool, of my trimmer. It's just a little bit easier for me to see. So I'm gonna do 2 inches. We're gonna turn it again to the right and do 2 inches. So if you just keep turning it to the right until you hit the score line that you've already done, which in this case will be the 1.5 inches, you know you scored all your sides. So turn it to the right again, 2 inches. I think sometimes it's easier to watch a repeated thing and learn from that versus like just doing one and then being done with the video. That's why I'm making multiple ones for you guys, so you have that opportunity to be like, okay, I saw it done once, now let's see it again now that I have an idea of what you're doing. Do you guys find that helpful? I learn very easily by watching people do stuff. Okay, so we're gonna make 1 inch, and now we're gonna 1.5 inches, and then 2 inches. So it just works so easy. And if you, I should do a video for you guys of how to, let me make sure I did that right. Make sure. So I got to talking and I didn't know if I did it right. Yep, 2 inches. Turn it to the right, 2 inches. I was gonna make a video on all the different ways of scoring, but I might not have to since I'm doing it this way. In my last video, I showed you guys how to score with a pen and a ruler. So there's so many different ways that you can do it if you don't have like any major scoring tools. So there's that. And now we're ready to do our cutting, our folding, and our adhering. Okay, so we're gonna leave the bone folder out. Now remember this one, we need to cut off our bottom edges. So we're gonna cut the first score line in up to where the score lines meet, right there. Then we're gonna turn it and cut off the side. We're gonna do the same thing to this side. We're gonna find our score line, cut up to where the score lines meet, and then we're gonna cut into where they meet there, okay? This piece, those edges are cut. So now we're gonna get our other piece. We're gonna find our largest two edges, because if you see at the top, these ones are much smaller because that's where we're gonna fold it down. So this one, we're gonna cut in. So here's the top, come off from the right and cut in to where the score lines meet and stop. Then you're gonna turn it to the right or the left, that's left, and to where the score lines meet. So this is how we're gonna leave it. Now we're gonna come back to this one, and we're gonna score or flip over our top piece. This little notch here was actually where the paper was connected to the pad that it was in, so you can just disregard that one. You could hang a tag on this and not even see it. All right, so we have that score line. Now we're gonna fold this one in and press. And this one, super easy, guys. I've thought about using bone folder in the trimmer slot. Yes, yep, you can have, like, just like I showed you, that's very easy to do. And like I said, if you don't have one, in the next one I make, I'm gonna show you how to do it with just a pair of scissors and a scoring, just this regular scoreboard, which if you didn't have the scoring board or one of these, you would want to layer multiple pieces of cardstock underneath so you have a little bit of give for it to like put the crease in your paper. Maybe I'll have to show you guys that before this video is over, because I want you guys to be able to score whatever you need to score. All right, so now we're going to find our 1.5 inch mark, press it down. Okay, and then we're going to fold our sides in. And I like making different sizes because you just never know, like in my brain at least, when I think of, okay, I'm using a piece of paper 10 by 10, but what's going to be the finished look of the bag once it's completed. Push that in. Just remember, whatever you do to the top, so you're going to do the top whatever size you want down, but then whatever you do to the sides, you have to do to the bottom. So everything has to match for this to work out. Okay, we're going to fold this up and press. So now we're going to pull our pieces over. We're going to just line them up, make sure that they're going to fit well, and we're going to put our adhesive on. Now remember, you use as much as you want. You could use glue for this too. We just all know that I have a love-hate relationship with wet glue. It's not my friend. I don't know if a glue stick would work. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. Some of those glue sticks are pretty sticky. Okay, so we're just gonna press that down. Then we're gonna put it on our little notches here. But I know Cricut sells like the 12 by 24 paper. You could make a beautiful box, like a horizontal box. So like more wide than high. You could do that with that paper, especially if you needed like a bigger box or a bigger bag, I'm sorry. So let's press that in. Now we're gonna adhere all this. I love this large tape runner. Like, it's amazing. And I don't know if you guys noticed, you barely press. Like, you don't have to press very hard just to get the tape to come off. And I love that. Right, so we're gonna line up our edges. We're gonna press down. And we're gonna press down here. I like to flip mine over and just kind of press it down like this. And look at that. So easy. Very cute. again, I'll actually, you know what? I will, on the next one, I'll show you how I just tape all of this down. All right, so our last one is a 6x6. So this is a scoring board. This one is from Stampin' Up. A lot of different companies make them. I don't recommend one over the other. To me, a scoreboard is a scoreboard. It does come with a stylus, but we're not going to use that. I don't think I need to use that. I think I can use my scissors like I planned. Yep, I can. All right, so for this one, we are going to score at, let me get this down a little bit closer to me. Okay, we're going to score at, what am I doing? We have our 2 6x6 sheets of paper. I'm going to score at 1 inch. No, I'm going to score it a 1/2 inch because I already made this one and I thought it turned out cute. We're going to score it at a 1/2 inch. We're going to turn it to the right. We're going to score it at 1 inch. Just using very gently the end of my scissors. We're going to score it to the, turn it to the right again. We're going to score it at 1 inch. Turn it to the right again. 1 inch. We're going to get our next piece of paper, do the same thing. Make sure that your top of your paper is on the left side of your board right now. And we're going to do 1 inch, or I'm sorry, a 1/2 inch. Ignore me, a 1/2 inch. And then we're going to turn it to the right. We're going to do 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. Okay, so that was simple. Obviously, if you have a scoreboard, you most likely have a stylus. I'm just trying to give you guys different ideas of what you could use if you don't have something that you need. Say you lost your stylus for your scoreboard, you know? It can happen. All right, so this one, I'm going to show you a little bit different trick. And I'm going to cut off the tops of these. So like where the top of your bag's going to be, I'm going to do the same thing down up here that I did down there on both of these. So I'm going to cut out the top pieces. And this is just one different way to make it. And I think these smaller bags need a lot less bulk. So I'm just going to cut in and pull those pieces out. It is a little bit harder to see with the lighting that I have right now, just because it's not my normal craft lighting. Okay, so did I get on the line there? Yeah, I think so. Yes, I did. Okay, and then this piece, we're gonna cut out the bottom. We're cutting score line to score line from the sides and the top, or in the bottom. So here's the bottom score line, cutting up to meet the top score line, and then we're going to cut in like that. So that piece is done. Now this one is the one where we just cut inside, but we're going to cut off these tops too. So cut score line to score line where they meet. And let me give this one a little bit of a fold. This purple is very hard to see, but I can see my score lines, like they're there. Okay, so we're just gonna cut that off. There we go. Okay, then we're gonna come down to the bottom and we're just gonna cut in like we did with the other ones. So we're gonna cut in where the score lines meet, we're gonna stop. We're going to do the same thing on this side where the score lines meet. We're going to stop. And now we can go back to folding all of our pieces. So for this one, I actually made one already, but I'm going to walk you through it here. I cut off the edges of these and then I just used adhesive to adhere these pieces down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fold this piece down at the top. We're going to use our bone folder to give a nice crisp fold, and then we're going to add adhesive and we're going to press it down. So you can even use your bone folder to press it down nicely. We're going to do the same to this piece. think I might have trimmed that out a little bit too much. I'll pull it up. Let's see. Oh, I see. I didn't trim it off far enough. That's why I did that. Okay, so here's actually my line. I'm sorry, guys. Right here. So there's my 1/2 inch cut. Okay, now let's try and fold it to make it the right way. Let me do this. Okay. That's still off and I don't like it. I need it to go down further. The problem with using a bone folder is they work really well. And when you put a crease in something, it doesn't want to budge. But I want it to be on the line that I created. Okay, so there's that piece, and we're gonna adhere this down. Okay, press it down. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure when you're creasing it that it's correct. All right, now we just go in and do all of our other folds and press them. And fold up. Okay, and then this one. So this is the one where our pieces are off to the side. Okay, one thing is don't press too hard because it will cut your paper, because I think that's what happened there. I might have pressed too hard on that. Now this piece. So do you guys get the whole process of how you measure to know what size you want? Like, do you know that you have to do the same on all 3 sides and then just a little different? You could, I guess, depending on what you want to do with the top, you could do the same size on the top. It would just be more of like a squared off bag instead of like a little bit of a rectangle. It just depends. Okay, so now we're gonna get our adhesive and we're gonna put that on here. So have you guys checked out my membership? I know Mary Ann has, and we've been doing a lot of fun things over there. So at the top of my page, on my, actually below this video, it'll say you can click join, and that's how you join the membership. Now it is a paid membership, and it's just, I do a lot of extra over there, and we do lives and we create a bunch of fun stuff. And right now we're doing Craft Your Stash, which is just creating a ton of different things with all of the products you already have in your craft space. And I did buy a few things before we started it, but it's only because they were on sale and I had to have them. But you don't have to buy anything new to do that. You can just use what you have in your craft room. And the whole point is to use what you've got, because I feel like sometimes we buy all this really cool stuff and then we never use it, or we save it for something else that we want to make. And it's kind of silly, but it's true. That's just what we do. We're like, oh, that's my favorite paper, I don't want to use it. And it's like, but then why did you get it? So I am pulling out all the stops with this, and I'm making a ton of different things over there live with you guys. So Marianne, you'll have to let everyone know, what do you think of the membership lives? Do you enjoy those? I know we will be doing a, I'm going to take you guys shopping with me, and we're going to be doing a vlog style shopping of where I get all of my things at. I got to take that off my screen. There we go. All right. And then we're going to turn it to the side. We're going to line it up and press it. And there you have just a little tiny box or bag. I keep calling it a box, but it's a bag for you to add a little special gift in. You could do a little candy bar, a little card slide down in, gift cards, whatever you want in these cute little bags. And then you can punch your holes for your strings. So let me guess where my hole punch is. Oh, okay, let me see. I've been enjoying the memberships and learning lots. Oh, thank you, Marianne. Thank you for sharing that. So I have, I have a hole punch. I have multiple hole punches somewhere. I just don't have them out right now. But you could easily punch your holes in here and put your ribbon through, which would be super cute. Again, you could use decorative paper and do like across here. You could add bows, you could add ribbons, you could add anything you wanted on here, sparkle, glitter. There's just so many options to what you can do with these cute bags. And the main thing is you need to have equal size bags. You need to cut the corners out of one, and you need to just cut into the corners on the other before you attach. So you guys have any questions? What did you think? Did you like this? If you like this video, make sure please give it a thumbs up. That helps me with the algorithm, and commenting helps a lot too. So I appreciate every time you guys comment, because this is quickly becoming like my full-time job. I'm really working to have this be something that I just strictly do YouTube, and all of your support helps so much. So do you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, kindness? All right. Oh, please what? Different sizes next to each other. Oh yeah, absolutely. I can do that. So this was our 12 by 12. This is our 10 by 10. And this was our 6 by 6. Now let me get a better in frame for you. Shoop. So these are the size differences. And again, the 12 by 12 was scored at 3 by 3 by 3 by 2. The 10 by 10 was scored at 2 by 2 by 2 by 1.5. And then the 6 by 6 was scored at 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 by 1. So, I mean, you could really, you could make an 11 by 11, use 11 by 11 and score it at, 4 by 4 to have a taller bag, but slimmer. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like a squared, as long as you do the same on all three sides as you do for each piece of paper. And then the top, you can do a fold down, or you don't have to. The fold down just gives it a little bit of something extra. And I think it looks super nice whenever it's double-sided paper. But I wanted to use paper that would really stand out for you guys, and something that would make it easy to show, like the fold over, that you guys were like, okay. But yeah, so I'm going to turn my light to see if that helps at all to give you guys a better look. I'm not really sure what was up with the lighting today. I usually don't have an issue with my lighting. It's usually staying connected. But I guess it ended up working out okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow's video is a Creative Memories video, so you guys will have that coming up. And then Thursday, I don't upload videos at this time. I might be in the future, but right now I'm not doing Thursdays. It's the only day of the week that I don't upload. Friday is my members only video, and then Saturday's planner videos, and Sunday is my members only live. So again, if you guys want to check that out, you're welcome, Marianne. Thank you for always commenting. It really helps me. So again, these bags are super easy to make. And actually, I have another video up here on making bags. They're a little bit more complicated to do. Like, there's a few more extra steps. But if I can, I'll link that video below too, because there's all different ways you can make bags with paper. And I love it that I can just use basic paper to make a coordinating bag, to match the card, to match the tag, to like match the gift, and then just put the little shred inside. And they turn out so sweet. All right, guys, if there's no other comments, or you don't have any, if there's any videos you would like to see in the future, definitely, like I said, I lose the comments once you guys, once the video is no longer live. So I won't be able to see, I won't be able to have everything in writing that I need in case you guys do comment for a video idea. So if you do have one, hop on over to the Facebook group and you can leave it in the comments there. Or posted under the video after the video is uploaded again. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great evening. And remember to keep it cute, keep it crafty, and keep it extra. Bye.